What's up? Welcome to another very special episode of Cohn and LaRocca. That's Tyler LaRocca. I'm Grant Cohn, and you may not know this, but this allegedly is Kyle Shanahan's favorite show, not just on YouTube, but in general. He's a big fan of Tyler's sort of shoot from the hip, you know what I mean? Devil may care attitude. And he also likes the questions that I ask. Last week, I asked Kyle Shanahan about Ricky Pearsall, and I noted that he was running, sprints on the sideline and shooting jumpers in the locker room. Clearly, that doesn't mean he's healthy, I said, but it looks like he is to the untrained eye. Could you explain? And then magically, he played last week. It's like, wow, it's so incredible how quickly things moved after I asked that question. And then today, someone else asked, like, so what was that all about with Ricky Pearsall? Like, were you just adamant about not playing him until he was 100% ready? And then Kyle said this. He says, it wasn't that I was adamant about it. You guys just asked a more detailed question. And I think Grant said he was healthy because he saw him shooting hoops. And I said, that's not what I said. And he says, you said, what's wrong with him because he's shooting hoops in there, even though you can shoot hoops in a wheelchair, which is a really good line. I got to give him that. You can't shoot hoops in a wheelchair, but you can't shoot jumpers, which was the key verb. What do you think of Ricky Pearsall getting right back on the field after that incredible Pulitzer Prize worthy question? And why do you think he didn't get the ball?
I'm not gonna lie, you've actually asked some heaters the last couple weeks.
Thanks.
The Ricky one, and then the Brock Purdy, what makes you so confident he's ready this time if you were confident last time? Those were both pretty good. I think the best YouTube show around, and it's hard to miss. And you obviously asked the best questions because Kyle was thinking about that, throughout the week. He wasn't even thinking about the game. He was thinking about you and your question. So he threw Ricky out there, and I mean, maybe that's why he didn't get a target. He's like, I'm going to show Grant, and he didn't want him to get re-hurt, but he was like, just at least look like you're doing something because Grant kind of outed you with the basketball stuff.
It just seemed to me like, well, today he finally gave the real answer. It's like, well, if he's routinely hitting 20 miles an hour before the injury, and this time he's only hitting 18 and he complains of soreness, then what should you do? It's like, well, thank you for all that information that we could have used. So my question is, did it magically go away in a week after I asked the question? Or did he play at less than 100% because he didn't get the ball?
Yeah, I think it was probably a little bit of both. Did you see the thing Chase posted about the Niners doing things really weird in terms of recovery and strength and conditioning and stuff?
No.
So yeah, he was saying that he knows someone in training, strength and conditioning in the NFL that kind of knows. Apparently, it's a big thing that the 49ers are they do things their own way, as he put it, and his source put it. And that it's very well known around the NFL that the 49ers do training, strength and conditioning, recovery, etc., their own way. And that could contribute to the injuries. Not saying what the 49ers do is bad, but it's just different. So maybe, I don't know, because I've never heard a team be like, well, yeah, I need him to hit 20 miles per hour before he goes back out. I feel like what a player's like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I feel good. They're usually good, but they seem to really study the miles per hour.
Well, the thing that's funny to me is that they're acting like they're exercising an abundance of caution with Ricky Pearsall.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the Niners are known for?
Yes.
Bringing people back a little too slowly? Or are they known for pushing people back before they're quite ready to go back out there? That's what I thought they were known for.
Yeah, and
that's what they did with Brock Purdy week 4. That's what they did with your Turgros Matos a couple of weeks ago. They're eager for their players who they've paid to get back there out on the field and earn their money. And I wonder if they finally threw him out there because Brock was playing and they wanted someone to just run clear out routes and at least draw attention.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it seems like for him to not, because when he was healthy, he was wasn't he Brock's favorite target? He was.
Yeah. Why would you not throw? Well, they threw him one pass, 2, and he caught one of them. I mean, it seemed like if he was the old Ricky Pearsall and he was really fully back, you could not throw him the ball. And there was one clip of him getting open in the red zone, but that was the only clip. And it didn't seem like he was really. I mean, I was eyeballing it. I have a great eyeball. Yeah. I didn't see any faster than 19.3 miles per hour, which is alarming to me. That's what I clocked with my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling he just wanted him to get out. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that Kyle knows that Brock Purdy is limited and he needs good players out there with him. He's not going to beat the Rams with Kendrick Bourne and Demarcus Robinson like Mac Jones. He needs the guys. He needs Pearsall. He needs Kittle. He needs Christian. He needs Juwan. He needs those guys out there. He needs reliable targets. And in my opinion, he needs reliable targets that really know the offense because the ball comes out so slow. So they really need to know their spots, and I think Ricky knows his spots.
Also, Ricky was a first-round pick, and he's missed a lot of time, and he's shown promise, but he hasn't done nearly enough for a first-round pick in his second season, and the Niners need to change the narrative on him. They need to make sure that he ends the season on a high note. Otherwise, the whole discussion about him all offseason, as well as this guy made of glass, can you really depend on him? Is he going to be their wide receiver 1 next year? Do they need another wide receiver? Should they resign Juwan Jennings? That stuff.
That's also why I don't think they're ever going to trade BA, like at least this offseason, is because you can't really count on Ricky. Like he's good enough to rely on, but he's not healthy or like durable enough to rely on. So maybe they're seeing like, can he even play if he's 80%? How does he play when he's 80%? Because I don't know, man. It's weird. They went into this offseason like, we're gonna hit the draft and we're gonna plug some holes in the draft, yada yada yada. I feel like they're gonna have more holes this offseason than they did last offseason.
I agree. Bonus question. What was I going to ask you? It was about Brandon Aiyuk
being the number 1, not being traded.
It escapes me. It'll come back to me though. What I want to ask you about Brandon Aiyuk?
Maybe is he going to be the best receiver on the team when he gets back?
Is he the greatest wide receiver of all time?
When it comes to 49ers receivers, yeah, easily.
No, here's what it was. Is Brandon Aiyuk the worst contract in Niners history? That's what I wanted to ask.
No.
Worst contract in Niners history?
No. Brock Purdy is. Brandon Aiyuk, because again, you have to remember, Brandon Aiyuk, it's not like it was a non-contact injury or anything like that.
You know how many touchdowns he's scored since he signed that contract?
You know how many like hospital balls Purdy threw him since he signed that contract? That's the thing is, I don't blame BA for that ball. Because, okay, think about it this way. If BA was like heard footsteps, right, and went to the ground or went out of the way and was like, I'm not trying to get hurt like that, everyone would be like, dude, how could you do that? We signed you because you put everything on the line for a ball. So then he does that, and now he gets criticized because Brock Purdy threw
I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying, like, for what they paid and what they got, like, I'm not saying it's his fault or it's Brock's fault, but injuries happen. Just it seems like I can't think of the Niners giving more money for less. Although we'll see what happens with Brock. I just don't think. I mean, Aiyuk gave him 7 games and no touchdowns. Again, it's not his fault that he got hurt. He gets credit for actually going after the ball over the middle.